Hey, peace family, what's going on, man? Cornez back from Too Smart to Be Broke, man. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all know I appreciate y'all, man. Really do, man. So share, like, subscribe, man. Y'all know the drill. Back at you with another short video. Had a couple people ask me here and there about addresses, virtual addresses, asking them what they should do. Look, I can only give you my personal experience. I am not the all be all, so do what resonates with you, man, and what works for you. And man, actually, man, family, well, y'all can drop down in the comments, man, and let some people know what worked for y'all, so that way people coming to check the information out. Everybody like to dive down in the comments, and see what's going on with everybody. So whatever like that, man. Once again, man, share, like, subscribe, drop down in the comments. You can get at me on Instagram at Too Smart to Be Broke, trying to get better about being on there every day, or whatnot. But you shoot me a message, we'll wrap it, we'll chop it up. I'm not I do consultations every now and then, but I haven't got to a point where I got to set price or anything like that, because I'm keep it G. I'm just like you know what I'm saying? I'm just a brother out here playing scenes. I hope it can blossom into something. Hopefully that you see somebody that look like you, sound like you, or something like that. It resonate with you to know you can get out here and do what's possible. Not the all be all, but I definitely know a little bit as far as what I've done, and hopefully that can help you all move a little forward. You know what I mean? So as far as the virtual addresses, I'm gonna keep it 100. I was like, I didn't want to spend money on no. Well, let me do it like this. I knocked out most of my water. All right. So first off, uh, if you're already in business and you have a brick and mortar on a commercial, like a commercial brick and mortar, in a commercial location with a commercial address, I think that's the most up and up way to do it. If you actually do. But for the people that don't have a brick and mortar, I started with a home address. All right. You can start with a home address. You got to keep in mind in 2019, a lot of businesses are based from the house. So you definitely can start there. I just know that some places, when they do their underwriting, they prefer for it not to be a business address. Excuse me. They prefer for it not to be a residential address. So they prefer a brick and mortar commercial address. So if you just don't have it to start off with, I'll say, depending on your business structure and what you're doing, as maybe a last resort, I would maybe do the residential, because I started that way, but eventually I changed, right? And keep in mind, when you're updating your information, that you're going to have to go back and update your information with everything that your business has ever been associated with online. So you're going to have to go back and update your business information with the Secretary of State or with the state. Any records you have there, you're going to have to go back and update it with Dun and Bradstreet. You're going to have to go back and update it with Experian, with Equifax. You're going to have to go back and update it with all your banks and all the vendors and stores that you've had. You're going to have to go back and update it on Google, on Yelp, on Bing, on listyourself.net. You're going to have to go back and update it at everywhere you've done business with and everywhere online. And it's going to have to match everywhere. All right. So that's number one. So I'm not saying it's hard, but you can imagine after you've been out here in this game, and you got 20 plus accounts, you got Google, Bing, Yahoo, you got all this stuff. It's going to take you. It ain't hard, but it's going to take you a little time to go, check everything off. So that's a little tedious, but that's part of the game. All right. So you got that. You know what I mean? So if you want to do that, just be aware of that. Also, people ask me like a good virtual address place. I'm not sure. I've heard mixed things about Regis. I know that me personally, I was gonna go with Alliance. And I didn't. I actually ended up going with a shared office space, shared office space, co-working space out here, and you should be fine with that, I would say, look, always keep in mind that, with algorithms, they'll begin to start flagging places like that. So the virtual, you want to be careful with Regis and stuff like the virtual places. Do your research. As long as you have a suite number, you should be good. And as long as you actually get mail delivered to these places, you should actually be good. I would actually check locally. Me personally, I would check locally at shared office spaces in town. See their comparable prices, and actually see if you can actually get a mailbox at these shared office spaces. You know what I'm saying? Those would be my go-tos. Unless you know somebody with a business and they'll let you get a suite 123B or something like that or whatever. So those are some options, man. I mean, I've seen people do some things, man, for that. So I've heard of people asking, should you, I got a UPS address and da 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 da. So hey, if that works for you, fine. If you've gotten I'm curious to know, because you can get away with Quill, U-lines and stuff like that most of the time. But when you get to start getting to some of these big places, big things, normally your billing address, because they say some people are like, well, UPS, it's like a physical address. It don't look like no PO box. That's true, but in the Google algorithm or whatever the algorithm, when they start pulling your information, it's going to pull up that physical location and they're going to be able to see where it's at. So I mean, it don't resonate with me. I've seen people do it, but the way that I was taught was like not to get one of those, because it'll get flagged. Eventually it'll get flagged. You'll get away with it and you might fool a couple of people, but all these systems, when you start getting these thousands of dollars on these credit cards and stuff like that, they want actual brick and mortar, actual location. They don't want no post office or no UPS, man. But that's just my opinion. But keep in mind that the algorithm's forever changing. So that's my little bit take on it, man. If y'all want to check out anything, I say, hey, be careful, kind of double check, triple check. But Regis was a company people were using for a long time. And then they kind of be flaky from what I'm seeing. Then what I say, Alliance? I think it's Alliance. I have to double check. I don't think it's Allegiance. I think it's Alliance. So I always get emails from them. They be running specials and stuff like that. So, but keep in mind, these places can run you anywhere from $30, $40, $50, $70, $80 a month. So if I'm paying that type of money, I would at least want to be actually able to go sit down in there, do some work, use their Wi-Fi, receive my mail and stuff like that. But that's up to you. But if it just depends on your purpose and what you out here doing, because you definitely can use your personal residential address. I don't recommend it, but like I said, that's how I got started, so I get it. So hopefully this helped out some people. I know I didn't have a definitive answer for you, but I would say I would go search up my get on Craigslist or whatever. But I would search for some co-working spaces or shared office spaces in your local, but it's local to you. Hopefully, if you are in a big city, I know everybody's not in a big enough city to do that kind of stuff. And just talk with them, see with them if they, how much they pay to get your mail shipped there and stuff like that. And it's been working for me. Sometimes mine is structured a little bit differently. So I think that causes them to, when you fill out applications, people typically want to call and verify your address and your phone number and stuff. So it happens when you're a new business, but you definitely want a brick and mortar if you can. If not, I would say try to do a co-working space, a shared office space. And then if it boils down to getting a virtual address, just kind of be careful about who you choose with that. But you can get started with residential. I don't necessarily recommend it, depending on what type of business you're doing. But hey, you definitely can do it to get in the door, get started. And if you're PGing, if you're going to be the personal guarantor, which means just held liable for your business stuff anyway, all this stuff it ain't even gonna matter, more or less, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, I just want to drop that quick video on y'all, man. And please, if y'all have anything that y'all want to know, a video you want me to make something about, drop it down below. All right, family, man, I wish y'all the best. Remember, y'all too smart to be broke. Peace.